Imagine this. In an age of gods and demons, there was this city, a city of just impossible splendor, Lanka. And I mean, it was literally fashioned from gold itself. It was ruled by the mighty 10-headed king Ravana, a monarch just completely consumed by his own pride. But, into this fortress of arrogance, a storm was coming. So how can one hero's devotion, his faith, become a city's fiery end? Get ready, because you're about to see a story where an act of total humiliation gets transformed into this inferno of justice. It's a story that proves a single devotee's faith can become the most powerful weapon in the entire world. All right, so our story kicks off with a leap that it defies the heavens themselves. The mighty Hanuman, son of the wind god, he soars across this vast, unconquerable ocean. Just think of it, a single divine bound, like a golden streak against an endless blue. And his mission? It's to find Lord Rama's beloved wife, Sita, who's being held prisoner right in the heart of Lanka. And he finds her in the sorrowful Ashoka Vatika, a garden that should be beautiful but is now just a place of sadness. He sees her, this lone figure of sorrow. So gently he approaches her and presents Lord Rama's ring. And in that small, gleaming circle, Sita sees so much more than a jewel. She sees the promise of rescue. You can just feel it. For the first time in what feels like an age, hope is finally rekindled in her heart. But this quiet moment of hope, it's just a fragile spark in a city filled with darkness. And it's shattered in an instant. The demon guards of Lanka, their eyes just burning with malice, they spot the great monkey, and with a ferocious roar, they capture him. They drag the divine messenger straight to the grand court of their king. There he is, enthroned in terrifying majesty. Ravana's 10 heads thunder with rage. His voice just echoes through the hall, a challenge to the heavens themselves. But the one who stands before him? He is utterly, completely unafraid. Hanuman speaks bravely of Rama's power, warning Ravana to return Sita. But the king? He just laughs, a cruel, mocking sound. And then he delivers a fateful command, something meant to humiliate the divine messenger, a command that would seal his city's doom. So the demons, they obey with this wicked glee. They think they're about to make a spectacle of this intruder, to break his spirit with fire and shame. What they don't realize is that they're merely lighting the fuse of their own destruction. Step by step, they enact their king's foolish plan, and their laughter echoes with this cruel delight. They wrap his mighty tail in cloth, drenching it in oil. A torch is brought out, the flames erupt, roaring to life. They're all waiting for the screams, the writhing agony, but all they see is a calm, knowing smile. You see, he is the son of the wind god, blessed by the divine. The fire, which is an element of purification, it recognizes its master. It glows, it dances, but it does not harm him. No, instead, it becomes his crown. And in that moment, everything changes. With a roar that shakes the very foundations of the palace, Hanuman shatters his bonds. He expands, growing larger and larger, his form becoming that of a colossal giant, a mountain of divine fury. Ravana's insult has now become Hanuman's weapon. His tail, which was supposed to be this object of mockery, is now a blazing torch of retribution, ready to paint the entire golden city in strokes of fire. With his flaming tail held high, like a victorious banner, he leaps onto the rooftops, and his voice just booms across the city. He's promising a fiery justice that is about to consume their arrogance. And he leaps, from rooftop to rooftop, a blur of motion and flame. He's whipping his fiery tail against golden palaces, grand mansions, and bustling markets. Wooden beams just crackle, silk curtains blaze into ash, and these towering structures, they just melt under the relentless heat. The entire city is turning into a sea of fire. But this isn't just mindless destruction. Oh no, this is divine judgment. Amidst all the chaos, one home remains serene, a jewel of peace in a sea of fire, totally untouched by the storm. It's the home of Vibhishana, Ravana's righteous brother. See, even in his fury, Hanuman's wisdom protects the good. So, having taught Ravana his lesson, having turned that symbol of pride into a ruin of ash, Hanuman's task is complete. He looks upon the burning city one last time, his divine mission totally accomplished. He leaps to the shore, and with this calm, deliberate movement, he dips his tail into the cool ocean waves, and the divine fire is extinguished with a final, satisfying hiss. The storm has passed. And so, the burning of Lanka becomes so much more than just a story of revenge. It's an eternal testament to how unshakable faith and boundless courage can turn the very weapons of your enemy against them, forging an unforgettable victory.
Jai Shri Ram, Jai Hanuman.
You know, the story of Lanka's burning leaves us with a really profound thought. It shows that true power doesn't come from golden cities or mighty armies, but from the unwavering fire of devotion deep inside. It really forces us to ask, when you're faced with evil, can that inner fire, that unshakable faith, be the greatest weapon of all?